Hello again. Welcome to VL Speaks, Ancient Wisdom with a Modern Twist. I'm glad that you've come back. It's episode 26, and the topic is your breath. Every breath you take. Breathing, it's fundamental, right? Before we move forward with this, I just want to say that in one of my previous episodes this year, which there was only two thus far, I said we'd already built a foundation, which we did last year. And if you haven't seen any of the episodes, please go back and watch them. You can skim through things. There's lots of information there for you to utilize. But I said we were building a skyscraper. And you know what? Next that. You are working on refurbishing your own home and building your own home, remodeling, expanding, creating another room, opening up the space around you and in the rooms. It's about you and your home, your body. That's where you live. So I just wanted to make that clarification. I was thinking about it on a hike and I thought, that doesn't sound right. So let's get into it, the breath. Now, the air that we breathe is essential. Obviously, we cannot live without it. And so I'd like to think of the trees, what trees are to the atmosphere, lungs are to your body. You need them. And they do amazing work for us, and we don't even think about it. And the thing of it is that the breath is governed by the autonomic nervous system, right? It's automatic. It's happening without any of us thinking about it. And you've got two branches of the autonomic nervous system. We're going to get sciencey here because I like to geek out like that. And so bear with me. You should know this stuff anyway. I mean, it's your body. So there's two branches of the autonomic nervous system. I was just trying to get situated here in my cushion. You've got the parasympathetic and then you've got the sympathetic nervous system. Now, the parasympathetic nervous system is responsible for relaxing, calming down, getting peripheral temperature up, reducing heart rate, reducing blood pressure, okay? And then you've got the sympathetic nervous system, which is that fight or flight. And some people kind of live there in a very kind of under the radar kind of way. They may seem really high strung. You may not even notice it. Everybody's different. But what we want to do is be able to gain control of that. And there is a way of getting control of that. I call it God's loophole. Your breath. The qualities of your breath and how you're breathing. And also by that I mean what's going on anatomically, how you're doing it, and your posture. All of these things play a huge role in how your autonomic system is controlled by you. Now, most people are just walking around by default, not really knowing why or what is happening with their breath. So I'm here to tell you, you can do something about it. And you might as well, because who else is going to do it? So I really learned about the in-depth study of the science of breath and the nervous system when I was living at the Himalayan Institute. And while I was working at what was then the Center for Health and Healing, they call it something different now, but when it was a Center for Health and Healing, I was there and we had a specialist that would do neurofeedback and biofeedback with inpatients and also people that would come in just for regular visits. The neurofeedback and the biofeedback was so cool because you could see the graph moving on the computer screen based on the qualities of your breath, your posture, and even what you were thinking about. You could shift things. It was very, very cool. So science has caught up with yoga science and philosophy. Because I mean, think about it. Over 5,000 years ago, people had more time to reflect and notice things and watch nature and then look at the body and say, how do these things connect and how do they all work? And there were a lot less distractions and people were way more introspective. So I'm glad we still got all of this ancient wisdom. And now I'm giving it to you with a modern twist. So let's start with the qualities of your breath. That's the first place to start. I want you to do a little exercise here with me. Please bear with me. I want you to place a hand on your chest and a hand on your belly. And this is something that we would do all the time in classes with students to see if they understood how they were breathing. Okay? So put that hand on your chest and put a hand on your belly. Now I'm going to ask you to do something. I'm going to ask you to trust me. I know it's a bit virtual. You don't have to worry about me doing anything to you, but close your eyes. Okay? I want you to close your eyes because that gives you a deeper kinesthetic awareness. Okay? It helps you get more connected to with your body and what's going on with you and your thoughts. So close your eyes. Okay? Close your eyes. I'm going to make a lot of faces. Just kidding. All right, close your eyes. And I just want you to notice where you feel the breath moving in your body. Do you feel it in your chest? Do you feel it in your belly? Do you feel it anywhere? Because believe it or not, there are some people that don't have any connection to their bodies and they don't know where they're feeling things. I hope that's not you. But if it is you, I really want you to press the weight of your hand into your chest and into your belly. Give yourself a little bit more weight in those areas, and that'll increase your awareness to that part of your body. So just notice, like, are you breathing evenly? Are you breathing in and out of your nose? Do you find yourself holding your breath? Is it flowing freely? Is it a loud breathing? Or do you find yourself kind of flowing smoothly without any sound? All right, just take a few more breaths and let's see how that goes for you. Just notice. We're going to come back to it in a sec. Alrighty, so open your eyes now. Some of you cheated. You were watching me instead of doing the practice, but that's all right. I know. I've been teaching long enough. Okay, so I'm psychic. I can see you. Imagine. Okay, now I'm hoping that you gain some insight in what's going on with your body and how you're breathing. Now, what would you like the breath to be like so that the parasympathetic nervous system kicks in? The breath should be even. You're breathing in and out of your nose. Why? Because there's a filtration system inside of your nose. Utilize it. It cleans the air. Right? So, breathing in and out through the nose, breathing evenly so that the inhalation is the same length as the exhalation. The next, you want to make sure that it's smooth without any jerks or pauses or hesitations. Just one flowing into the next. A nice wheel of breath moving in and out. Okay? Try it. Do it while I'm explaining it to you. Yes, in and out through the nose, even. And it doesn't have to be huge, big breath, okay? All right. So now, did you notice, I've given you all those little tips. Now, did you notice where that breath was moving in your body? Because even if the breath is smooth and even and continuous, without pause or hesitation, flowing freely, the thing of it is, and quietly, the thing of it is that if you're breathing into your chest, you're probably not feeling more relaxed. Interesting, huh? Yes. So this comes into, we're getting into the anatomical part here. If you're breathing into your chest, okay, and you can put that hand back on your chest and one on your belly, and you notice that the chest is heaving up and down as you inhale and exhale, that keeps that sympathetic nervous system kind of just kicked in, okay? And of course, when you're in a situation where you really do need to act, it's an important part of your body. You need that part, the sympathetic nervous system. It plays an important role. But since we're all typically running a little bit more high-strung, it's important to know how to induce the parasympathetic nervous system. And I'm going to leave that blooper in there. So when we bring our breath down into the belly and into the diaphragm, that kicks in the parasympathetic nervous system. Again, that reduces heart rate, blood pressure. There's what they call vasodilation. It means that the blood vessels are dilating. They're opening up and relaxing so that blood can flow freely. So peripheral temperature goes up as well. and you relax, which is really important. All right. So the belly and the diaphragmatic breathing is a little bit more fine-tuned. And if you don't know what the diaphragm is, think of the bottom of the rib cage, okay? It's shaped like this, like an inverted, well, it's like a dome, okay? And inside is the diaphragm. It lives in there. And as you inhale, the lungs expand, the diaphragm moves down and out to the side. And as you exhale, the diaphragm moves up and pushes the air out of the lungs. Okay? When the diaphragm is moving, when you have more diaphragmatic movement, you will feel the bottom edge of your rib cage kind of gently move out and up and back in as you exhale. So let's try this again. Put your hand on your heart, your chest. Put your hand on your belly. Close your eyes. Let's establish the breath even, smooth, continuous, quiet, without any pause or hesitation, in and out through the nose, flowing freely. Now, keep the eyes closed. If you are breathing into your chest, you're going to feel that hand heaving up and down. I want you to press down and settle that and start to shift your breathing into your belly so that you can feel your belly moving that hand away from you. And as you exhale, it comes in. And as you inhale, it goes out. Yeah. So even, smooth, continuous, quiet, without pause or hesitation. Relaxing the chest and letting that breath move down into the belly and into the sides of the rib cage. Take 3 more breaths, nice and easy. Nice and easy. Okay, now open your eyes. You should feel a little bit more relaxed now. I do. I was doing it with you while I was talking. And so this is why it's so important to know about the qualities of your breath and then where the breath is moving in the body. All right, so there's chest breathing, there's belly breathing, and diaphragmatic breathing. There's one more type of breathing that happens, and I've seen it in private sessions with folks and also in classroom settings or workshops, is paradoxical breathing, where as you're inhaling, the chest comes up and then the belly is sucked in. And then as you exhale, the belly comes out and the chest drops. So we don't want to do that either. Okay, you really want to try and focus on the belly breathing. And why is this important? We live in a very, very stressful environment, and it's hard to find yourself in a relaxed state of mind. More and more people that I speak to, including myself, because the nervous system is a little bit on high alert because of life, it affects sleeping as well. Okay, I know for me, I definitely have to focus on breath work. Before I go to sleep, it helps me sleep more soundly. And then, of course, there are other factors as we get on in years, like hormonal shifts, that also affect breathing and sleeping. I'm going to get more into relaxation and sleeping in another episode, but just know that your breath work is a huge part of being able to relax and sleep. But that will be another episode. That'll be the next episode that we do where it's just you and I. Okay? Now for resources, because you can watch this video over and over again, which is fine, and my voice can help you through with getting into the breath, but there are ways of refining this practice. So I'm going to give you some homework. Get ready to write things down. You want to you can pause me, go get a pen and piece of paper. I think you should just have a notebook nearby whenever you're watching these episodes, because there's going to be little tips for you, you know? So I would go to the Himalayan Institute's website. That's himalayaninstitute.org. Go to the shop toggle. All right, there are 2 books that I would recommend. Okay, the first is The Science of Breath, and that was written by Swami Rama, R-A-M-A. Another book that will help you with postures that you can do and exercises, in addition to that, is Yoga Mastering the Basics. And while I have been practicing and studying and teaching yoga for a very long time, and I've been involved in the wellness industry for well over 2 decades, always coming back to the basics. Always, always, always coming back to the basics, because you can't build on anything if you don't have your foundation down. Okay? So start where you are, and even if you think like you're a total great, amazing, this and this and that, start with the basics. So Yoga Mastering the Basics, okay? Especially if you're injured or ill or coming back to activity after a long time, or if you don't know anything about it. Yoga Mastering the Basics by Rolf, R-O-L-F, Sovik, S-O-V-I-K, and Sandra Anderson. They co-wrote the book. It's excellent. I still refer back to it, even after all these years. Both of those books. Another book that I think is lovely, and she does an incredible job. She is also a veteran teacher, been around a long while. I've met her, I've taken class with her, and I have nothing but high praise for her. Her name is Donna Farhi, and her book is called The Breathing Book. I think that's also a very nice book to get into. All of those books should be in your library, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, you can't see all of my books, but I got some books back there. So yes, The Science of Mind and Yoga Mastering the Basics, Rolf Sovik and Sandra Anderson, I've studied with them extensively throughout the years. Incredibly sound teachers, and they're wonderfully scientific and philosophical, yet very down to earth and easy to understand, which is, I think, a great combination. And then there's the book by Donna Farhi, The Breathing Book. All of these resources, and also go onto the Himalayan Institute website. They've got, you can join, and then there are tons of videos and articles that you can go through on there. It's an incredible archive of information. I mean, we're talking decades of teaching all on that one website. So I'm recommending them because it's my alma mater and it's my go-to. So that's the only thing that I can really speak to, that I feel confident that you can gain something from going there. All right. I hope that you've enjoyed this episode. And this month is Women's History Month. And I have 2 segments coming up this month. And I'm still not going to tell you what the name of the segment is. I'm building up the hype and the excitement. Okie dokie. Well, I hope that you have a wonderful day, whatever you're doing, or evening, whenever you're watching this. And thank you very much for stopping by. Be sure to leave a comment. Be respectful if you have questions. And I'll see you next time. Thank you. Ciao.